Good morning. Morning brew with your girl Germaine. How are you today? And you know what? I hope you have time that you can stop by and show up for a coffee break. Um, I'm drinking my coffee as I always am, so I hope you have yours. Give me a moment. Mm, welcome. It's been a long weekend. It's been a beautiful weekend from where we are up here on the eastern um coast and in Connecticut, actually. So listen, this message today, um, today's brew is healing isn't linear. Okay. This was a coffee brew that I wanted to talk about on last Thursday, but to we had some technical difficulties in studios, so we weren't able to go forth with the live video last week. But we are here today because I don't want you to miss out on the coffee brew today, the message today. You may be someone that is in a state right now of dealing with trying to heal. And that healing can be for whatever reason it is, okay? You may be dealing with um a sickness that you're dealing with, or maybe it's an emotional healing that you are looking and seeking out. Maybe it's a financial healing. Maybe it's whatever it is, if you are someone and you're in a space today and you're really just looking for some answers or just some comfort as you are healing, maybe it's a breakup that you just went through, a relationship that just has come to the end of the road. It doesn't mean it's not painful, doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Whatever it is, and if you're in a place and you're seeking healing, I hope the message today, I hope this brew today will really help inspire, encourage you, and give you hope. Okay. So, hello, Godfrey Lashley, who joined on Instagram. Thank you for joining in. This is the first time I'm seeing you. Hey, Uncle Ray, thank you for joining in, my brother from another mother. So, once again, today's brew is healing isn't linear. And you know how we do, we take a pause so we can pour into purpose. So, let's talk about this, right? Like I said, if you're someone and you're going through and you are really in pain, you're hurting. Good morning, Leslie, over on Facebook. Good morning. Thank you guys for taking a few minutes to stop by for a quick coffee break. I won't hold you long, but I definitely want to get into this because you know what I realize? A lot of people are hurting out there and it could be hurt on so many different levels. And I really hope this message will resonate with you if you are someone that you are seeking to find comfort or resolve or just really get on the other side of that pain. I hope you may find hope in this message today. So let's get into it. So, as you know, healing doesn't follow any type of schedules at all. Pretty much it does its own thing. And you know what? Sometimes it's up to us, even from a mental standpoint, how long do we want to stay in our place of pain? Um, but I'm going to get more into it just so you get a full understanding and idea of maybe some things that can help you as you come through, right? So, healing doesn't check your calendar and it definitely doesn't move in a straight line, right? Yeah, you have some good days. Some days you feel whole. Some days you may even feel a little lighter, hopeful, and even full of clarity some days. Other days, mm, something small will trigger a wound you may have thought you have already dealt with and closed. I guess it just depends the day of the week, right? Or the people that you may encounter could possibly trigger something that still, when you thought it was closed, it's still open. There's still a little more healing that needs to take place, right? Or just understand, just because you may be in that state, in that place, it doesn't mean you're weak. Not at all. It doesn't mean you gone backwards. Nope. It doesn't mean that necessarily. It means you're human. And you know what? You're human and you're on a journey of healing. And as a human, you have feelings, emotions. We deal with stuff. So don't be so hard on yourself because you may not be in a place where people think you should be. All right. So in today's brew, it's just a gentle reminder that healing is not a destination, it's a journey. All right. Hey, Jesse Moss 92775. Hey, my sister. Good to have you on this morning. So, your healing, remember, it's not a destination that, okay, I need to hurry up and I need to get here. It's a journey. And remember, along the journey, you're going to pick up some things along your journey. You're going to let go of some things along the journey. You may even be turned around sometime on your journey, whereas you have to cut, just catch yourself and take a pause to reset. But the journey is what's most important because there's so much that you will come out of that journey with to get to a final destination or a destination, right? So, and think about it. It's a journey. Sometimes it's winding layers. Sometimes it's exhausting. The journey doesn't always make sense. Now, a lot of you, because you're on your own journey, you're going through your own stuff. So hopefully you can definitely understand, it's not a destination. Yes, it is a long, windy road. Sometimes this journey is painful. And I done hit another pothole on the journey, right? That feels like it's spiraling me. And so, boy, it's a lot when you're going through something and you're trying to come out on the other side. But you know what? Sometimes things that's worth it is a fight. And remember, you are worth it. So, with that, sometimes it may be messy, right? But it doesn't mean it's not progress. Sometimes you got to go through some mess to get to where you're going, to progress forward, to put it behind you. And this is why I always say if you are someone and if you are even writing your story in the process of writing your book, and if it could be your autobiography, because I do find this a lot as a publisher with authors that are writing their autobiographies, sometimes the hardest thing is to go back through the journey and have to revisit all those things, the painfulness of a lot of maybe your experiences that caused a lot of pain, in some cases, as you're journeying back through time over your story to be able to write it, you may find out that when you thought, like I said, when you thought you were healed and you were at that space of being released, that you wasn't. There's still a few more. There's still some residue left on you. There's still some stuff left on you that you need to deal with, maybe head on, face it, in order to put it behind you. Or you know what? Sometimes you just got to pull stuff together, put it in a box, go in the backyard and dig a hole and bury it, right? Leave it there, never to revisit it. But everybody's story is different. So, whatever it is you're dealing with, and if you have to really look at it and you thought you were completely done with it, but you found that something triggered you along the way, or you found that something brought you back to a place and you just found yourself just broken or crying, whatever it is, deal with it so you can come out victorious on the other side of it, right? And then it won't have that power over you to affect you anymore. But like I said, it's your journey. I can't tell you when your healing is here for you, and don't let anybody else either. It's your journey. And remember, some things you're going to be picking up along the way that can be crucial to the healing process. So this is what we're going to do in today's coffee brew. We're going to pour into why setbacks are part of forward motion. Excuse me. Also, you know what? I have some water on the side too. I'm going to drink a little water real quick just to clear my throat. Hold on. Okay, better. So, also, how to stop judging your healing. I'm sorry, how to stop judging your healing by someone else's timeline. Yeah, I kind of touched on that. Make sure you're not the person that's doing the judging with someone that may be going through something. Sometimes I say until you walk a mile in a person's shoes, you really don't know what they may be dealing with. And sometimes it's people just need you to be there for comfort and not always with an answer or solution. They just need to know that you're there for them if they need you. And then sometimes people have to go through whatever the process is they need to go through. Give them the space, allow them to do just that, right? So they can have full clarity, full understanding when they finally come to a place of knowing that they have been healed. Also, the importance of giving yourself grace on hard days. That's something we tend to not do because I guess we're looking for someone else to give us grace. But it's okay. And I give you permission today, right? Not that I have any type of power to give you permission, but I want to let you know it's okay that when you need to give yourself grace, do just that. Give yourself grace. Get the noise out of your ears, the people in your face, remove all that stuff. This is just about you and your healing and what you're dealing with. Not the noise, not the comments, not the feedback, not the criticism, not the judgment from anybody else. This is just about you. So, those days you need to take some grace, take that grace, okay? So you can get through that day. And how to recognize progress in subtle, sacred ways. That's a valid point because a lot of times we're constantly moving through our pain. We're constantly going through. Do you ever take a moment to just see really where the distance you've come from to where you are? A lot of times we just go through stuff and we don't recognize how far we've really come in that space until one day you wake up and you look up and it's like that person that may have been the one that offended you, hurt you, they can be standing right in your presence, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't give you that same feeling. You're not broken, you're not angry anymore, you're not upset. They no longer can allow, have those tears run from your eyes. You are healing, you're healed. When you can stand in the place of the person that has really affected you, that's caused that pain, and they don't have that type of power and control over you anymore, congratulations, welcome to your healing, right? And you know what? Celebrate yourself because that's a huge accomplishment, especially when you look back and say, you know what? I spent 5 years trying to get healed from something or someone that has caused me this type of pain. And oh, sometimes y'all, we do. We can sit in some stuff way too long, but I'm not trying to judge your time or anything, how long it's going to take you to get out of it. But yeah, be careful. Be careful not to get stuck in that pain place, right? Uh, so with that, let's look at what healing may look like. So, and I hope this encourages you if you are someone that's still in a place looking for your healing. So, when crying, then laughing in the same hour, healing can look like that. Like crying and then the laughter, the joy, or saying no when you used to say yes out of fear. Now, that's a big one that we probably don't talk about enough, because fear, I realize, has a lot of people in bondage. It has a lot of people captive. And so, those two little words, no and yes, no is even smaller. But no has such a grip on sometimes us, whereas we don't know how to move because we don't know how to say no to somebody for whatever that reason is. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay to say no. And I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to always refer to this, right? When it applies. You are the leading man or woman in your life. Now, it's easy to say that, but let everything about you be that. Let that show up in your life. You are the leading individual in your life, which means that if something is not good for you, it's okay to say no. Because if it's going to cause you harm as that leading person in your life, then you know what? Maybe that person or that thing does not need to take up any space in your presence, okay? In your place, in your space. So The thing is, learn how to say no. Practice how to say no. There is a power that comes with saying no. I promise you. Do not let fear, do not let fear take control, because sometimes you need to say no to an individual, but for some reason you kind of back down. You become the supporting cast member in your life instead of the leading person in your life. When it's pertaining to you, you're going to let somebody else make you the supporting cast member just because you didn't know how to say those two little letters no. So I want you to practice that, right? Practice saying yes versus or no, practice saying yes sometimes, but definitely practice saying no sometimes, because not everything deserves your yes. All right. So healing sometimes looks like feeling the pain and choosing not to run from it. Whoo, sometimes you got to go straight through the fire. You got to go through the fire and get on the other side. And you know what? Sometimes you might not even get burned. There may not even be any smoke, residual smoke, or residue, anything on you sometimes, but you won't know until you go through it to get on the other side of that pain, right? So, also, healing could look like celebrating even the smallest acts of self love. All right, how many people are guilty of not practicing self love for oneself? Please, sometimes it could be just, I'm going to take 5 minutes out of my day just to love on me. I'm going to take a few minutes just to do something for me. Stop being so busy and doing for everybody else, because you know what? People will take, people will take, people will take. And next thing you know, you're depleted, you're drained. And it's like, whoo, give yourself, as the leading person in your life, give yourself the time to self love, self care. You deserve it, especially if you're going through healing. You deserve it. Okay. So, in today's message, once again, we are honoring the version of you that keeps choosing growth. Even when it hurts, choose growth. You don't have to explain your process to nobody. This is about you. So if you're in this healing journey, please practice being the leading person in your life. Everybody may not need to have access to you. Sometimes it could be a lonely road, but it's okay. Walk that journey so you can get the healing that you need and the clarity that you deserve and the growth that you desire. All right. So go through it. Go through it. And so, also, and you don't have to rush your recovery. Give yourself the proper time it takes to get to where you need to go so you can be a healthy individual as you move forth through life. You just have to keep showing up. Let me say that again. Because sometimes when we're down and out and we feel like we are in so much pain, we don't want to show up. We don't even want to show up for ourselves sometimes. But I want you to start showing up. Start showing up for you in this journey of healing that you are seeking, that you are desiring. Start showing up for you. Show up as tender, as honest, and as real as you can. Show up. So, before we close, I just want to give some comments, some more feedbacks. Thank you for joining in the conversation and your comments. You know, I see Uncle Ray. Yes, indeed. Amen. Yes, to that previous point. Yes. Also, Courtney Talbot, good to have you in the coffee break today. And so, oh, I like that. Me-cation. Yes, a me-cation. Take one. Take one. We normally say a staycation when you're at home, but I love the power of the me-cation. And the reason is it makes it about you. Because a staycation, people know you off and they know you're not traveling and you're at home. Guess what? It becomes all about them. So, yes, use that word. Me-cation. It's that time, and I'm gonna take one. I need one, right? So, do that for yourself. Hey, sis. Good to have my sister in the coffee break. Glad she had a moment to stop by. So, guys, because let me say this as we come to a close. The truth is, and you know how we do, we sip slow as we close out. Healing isn't about perfection, it's about returning to yourself. One brave moment at a time. Healing, it's about returning to yourself, or maybe it's a new version of yourself. But it's one brave moment at a time. Take the steps, see your growth, see where you want to be, you know? And like Jesse Moss says, don't talk about the same things. Jesse, that is such a valid point. And the thing is, that's when you know sometimes people may still be stuck because people have allowed themselves to be encapsulated and live in this time zone, this, capsule of their past. And it's like there's a whole life out there. Start living, embrace life. It's not always easy. Whew. As people have coined the phrase, life is lifing. It is happening. We are in it. And the thing is, but remember, you are the leading individual in your life. You deserve all good things. You do. Put that energy out there. Don't let anybody rob you of your joy. Don't let anybody put you in a place of pain, whereas you have to struggle now for the next few months, years, or whatever to come up out of that place. Once again, it is about you returning to yourself. One brave moment at a time. And I'm going to leave you with that. But guys, I so do appreciate you for always showing up. Thank you. And once again, if you have not signed up for Hope of Vision Connect YouTube channel, that's where you can find all the coffee breaks. You can go back, you can catch up on them. And we are preparing because a new segment is coming, whereas I start bringing you guys in studio with me so we can have a group topic discussion on different things and I can directly get your viewpoint. So if that's something you are interested in, make sure you hit me up. You could DM me on any one of the platforms that you are using so we can bring you in the studio and then we can really chop it up and spill the tea and sip on some coffee, right? But guys, thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you. Continue to join us for our morning brew. And tomorrow is a whole new message. So, well, it's a whole new brew topic. So I will see you tomorrow, but please be safe out there. And once again, it's about returning to yourself, one brave moment at a time. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's coffee break. Bye now.